I have breaking news to share with you today. Many seniors in one state could soon receive new rebate checks. State lawmakers are pushing to send out more direct relief to residents as housing and energy costs continue to increase. These payments could be worth as much as $250. My dear friends, I'll be going over everything that you need to know. So please do me a favor and watch until the end of this video. Also, every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway friends, do make sure that you click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways.
We need the men and women, and often entire families, who are willing to do the hard work to feed our country and the world. Places like my home state of South Dakota, farming and ranching are just part of our way of life. But this important work involves a great deal of risk. Few jobs, for example, are as subject to the whims of the weather and fluctuations of the market. So for almost 100 years, Congress has regularly passed a farm bill to back agricultural producers with programs and policies that mitigate risk and help them to keep going through the tough times. And with the 2018 Farm Bill expiring last year, Congress needs to take up this important task once again. And while I'm glad Congress passed an extension of critical Farm Bill programs through the 2024 growing season, a temporary extension is no substitute for a full, updated bill. Mr. President, I've been able to help craft 4 farm bills during my time in Congress, and for me, the process always begins and ends with farmers and ranchers. In addition to my regular discussions with farmers and ranchers as I travel around our state, I've held a number of roundtable discussions across South Dakota focused on the next farm bill to receive direct input from our state's agricultural producers. And most of my priorities for the Farm Bill come directly from the conversations that I've had. Mr. President, one thing I consistently hear from farmers and ranchers is the importance of the farm safety net. Crop insurance, commodity and livestock programs play a critical role in helping producers manage risk in their operations. Crop insurance is the cornerstone of this safety net, and we need to strengthen it wherever possible in the next Farm Bill. And while crop insurance has historically supported row crop production, I'm pleased with the progress we've made in recent years to improve and expand insurance options for livestock producers. But commodity programs like agricultural risk coverage and price loss coverage need to be improved so that they sufficiently mitigate producers' losses. And livestock programs like the Livestock Forage Disaster Program and the Emergency Assistance for Livestock Program need to be modified to improve the assistance that they provide and make them workable for producers. So one of my top priorities for the next Farm Bill is improving commodity and livestock programs so they provide the support that farmers and ranchers need during tough times. Mr. President, as I said, while I'm glad we have extended key provisions of the 2018 Farm Bill through this growing season, we are overdue for a full, updated, multi-year Farm Bill. And Republicans on the Agriculture Committee are ready to get to drafting a bill. I'm disappointed, however, that some of my Democrat colleagues don't seem to share our sense of urgency. The Biden administration and congressional Democrats have put funding their climate and nutrition priorities ahead of helping farmers and ranchers, which has stalled what has traditionally been, Mr. President, a bipartisan Farm Bill process.
The state of Arizona is considering a new bill, which would provide a one-time $250 rebate to taxpayers age 65 and older. Initially, the bill proposed making the rebate available to individuals aged 55 and older, but it was later amended to apply to those aged 65 and above. The proposed rebate is reminiscent of the family tax rebate, which was implemented last year. It also provided $250 for every dependent under 17 years old, with a cap of $750 per household. The new rebate aims to offer financial assistance to seniors, especially in light of economic challenges such as inflation. In order to be eligible for this rebate, seniors must have filed a full-year resident tax return for 2022 and had at least $1 of tax liability in 2020, 2021, and 2022. According to Newsweek, the total cost of the rebate program is estimated to be $390 million, raising concerns due to Arizona's current budget deficit. Supporters argue that the rebate could provide much-needed relief to seniors who are facing financial difficulties. Jonathan Rosenfeld, who represents seniors, believes that the rebate could improve the quality of life for many seniors struggling with rising healthcare costs and other expenses. Additionally, the extra funds could stimulate the local economy by boosting consumer spending. While there is bipartisan support for assisting seniors, some lawmakers have expressed concerns about the budget constraints associated with the rebate program. Nonetheless, similar rebate programs in other states have been successful in providing immediate relief and stimulating economic recovery. Ultimately, the fate of the rebate program in Arizona will depend on legislative decisions and budget considerations, but it could offer tangible support to seniors during challenging times. State lawmakers in Pennsylvania are also emphasizing the expanded property tax and rent rebate program and offering people help as they fill out their applications. Last year, Governor Shapiro signed a bipartisan initiative into law, making an additional 150,000 residents of Pennsylvania eligible for the program. The rebate program benefits eligible residents 65 years and older, widows and widowers 50 years and older, and individuals with disabilities 18 years old and older. Also, friends, economists and policymakers remain puzzled by the persistent gloomy mood among American consumers. Despite recent favorable economic conditions, consumer sentiment remains at levels reminiscent of the aftermath of the Great Recession. Recent surveys from reputable institutions like the University of Michigan and the Conference Board confirm this trend, with many Americans expressing great concerns about the rising cost of everyday goods. So even though inflation appears to be tapering off, consumers remain wary. A new study co-authored by former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers sheds light on this disconnect. The study argues that consumers perceive the cost of borrowing money, reflected in high interest rates, as part of their overall cost of living. With the Federal Reserve keeping interest rates at a 20-year high to combat inflation, the cost of big-ticket items like homes and cars have skyrocketed, while policymakers intend for higher interest rates to curb consumer demand and eventually lower prices. These measures are not fully accounted for in traditional inflation calculations. So, for instance, housing costs in the CPI are based on rental prices rather than actual mortgage payments, and financing costs for cars are excluded. And as a result, Americans are facing hefty mortgage and car payments, leading to dissatisfaction with the U.S. economy. My dear friends, thank you so much for being part of this community. To say thank you, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, do make sure that you click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you, and have a wonderful and very blessed week.